Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing the 2018 Jaeger-LeCoultre Polaris Chronograph, 42mm in stainless steel. The watch translates the look of the definitive 1968 Polaris diving alarm into a full-line range of watches, and you can see the resemblance to 1968 present, but this is very much of a watch of our time, and nowhere is that more evident than in the use of Au Courant watch blue. The timepiece in stainless steel is relatively slim. Featuring a manufacturer automatic chronograph inside, I would have expected more than 12.1mm of thickness, so the watch will sit underneath any dress cuff or tight sleeve. Lug-to-lug JLC did its homework, keeping the watch wearable on a smaller wrist. 48.7mm, and another sign of the times, a broad spacing between the lugs, 21mm, giving this watch a decidedly 21st century rather than 1968 planted stance on the wrist. It's a handsome look. The strap that's equipped is very thick and substantial, unbolstered but thick cut. You can see the sheer sides of the brown calfskin, the sheer sides showing you the layers of construction in contrast with a folded side, monotone stitch, dark brown, calfskin on the underside, and you can see this is a new JLC factory strap, so this is one you will have the pleasure of gouging first with the buckle. And what a buckle! Handsomely made. It's a double fold deployant, and it's arched nicely on its underside to trace your wrist, so that shaping and ergonomic contour much appreciated. Nice on the outside. You can see there's a little bit of a tumble home profile to the edge, as well as the JL logo, nicely placed, and it features a clever design that allows you to simply push a tab underneath to remove the buckle from the strap. So you can actually change the strap here without having to use a strap tool on the buckle. Note that there are also pull tab releases for the strap, so you can actually remove the strap and the buckle and swap straps here without using any strap tools at all. A clever design by JLC and much appreciated, because it doesn't create one of those proprietary lug systems like you'll find on IWC or Hublot or Cartier. You can use any standard size 21mm strap on this watch. The case band is simple but strong. You can see that there's a semi-blended lug profile. It's not as sharply broken out as the lug of a Longa, but you can see it's also not a blended Calatrava profile. Longitudinal satin finish, and you can see those lugs have a little bit of a bevel on their flank to provide a break between the lug hood and the lug profile. At the end, you can see they're highly squared off with a sharp geometry that's polished on its underside. There's a little bit of a polished lip to the case back, as well as a polished lip to the bezel, and the bezel quite minimal here, opening up the dial to make maximum use of the 42mm diameter of the watch. Let me quickly relieve this watch of my fingerprints because it deserves better, and it's a good looking piece. Now you can see the dial is blue, but it's not a uniform finish. There is a metallic finish outboard for the tachymeter flange, and then inboard you can see that the hour track itself is a lovely frosted matte finish with a sort of sunburst metallic on the inner dial. So not just blue, but several different blues and several different finishes. Sunken sub-registers. A few things to note about this dial: it features applique indices and numerals as well as the logo. So these are not printed or stamped features. It does have an upscale look to it, even at the detail level. You'll also note that the watch features chronograph minutes, chronograph hours, and its center chronograph seconds. So when you stop the chronograph, there's actually nothing moving on the dial. It's a dead dial unless you run the chronograph, but because it's a vertical clutch chronograph, there's no additional wear and tear. You have the option of just leaving the chronograph running, so you have seconds, minutes, and hours at center to more easily read the watch. You'll also note that there is no date here, so it is a highly balanced, clean, and unbroken dial design. The tachymeter outboard allows you to gauge the speed of an object over a fixed course, such as a standing mile or standing kilometer, through the case back. And by the way, the watch 100 meters water resistant and a true sports watch. You can see Jaeger-LeCoultre manufacturer caliber 751H. Twin mainspring barrels, 65-hour power reserve, tungsten winding mass, unidirectional with ceramic rotors, or ceramic rotor bearings, I should say. Unidirectional, more efficient in practice than bidirectional. Ceramic rotor bearings, sealed for life, requiring no lubrication nor any maintenance or replacement. You can see that the column wheel itself is visible through a skeletonized portion of the bridge, so you have that crisp actuation that comes with a column wheel and the smooth engagement that comes with a vertical clutch. The balance, which is free sprung for resistance to shock, Features a balance beating away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It features a hairspring that's laser welded at the stud and the collet for greater shock resistance. And of course you have that stop seconds function, so you can set the watch precisely to a reference time if you do leave the seconds running constantly on the dial side. You have linear Cote de Genève. You have fired blued screws. These are not chemically dyed, so they are very handsome. You also have a few well-chosen and sparely used black polished screw heads just to mix up the finishes. It's a handsome movement, albeit slightly small for the case, but it has impressive technical bona fides. And of course it is manufacturer Jaeger-LeCoultre and very current. You can see and you can own this Jaeger-LeCoultre Polaris Chronograph on the watch box. Jaeger-LeCoultre Polaris Chronograph by night, subjected to the master 1000 hour chronometry test, is a fully cased up watch, a test of chronometric precision, winding efficiency, power reserve, and water resistance. It has run the gauntlet. See it on the watch box.